All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to the show again. So let's get started. So as you can see, SPX, which is the S&P 500, actually closed a little bit lower, but that's not too much. So you can some sort of be a little bit of retracement, but the second target, which is here, is still valid. Let's take a look at price action. Price action wise does show a little bit of weakness, which is why I mentioned upon hitting this yellow line, horizontal resistance, I recommend taking the first line of profits. And then for the second one, what I would suggest to do is you can either trail your stop loss now all the way here to break even, so that even if you were to fall back here, we have taken half the profit. There will be one alternative. Or on the other hand, what you can do is have a trailing stop loss, say maybe one average true range below this. Or you can also take a third alternative way of closing the management, whereby you see maybe touching it here, or maybe whereby this closes below the yesterday candle low, then again you could close it. So when it comes to closing the trade itself, there are literally many different methods whereby you could follow and close it out. So there's no best method per se. It really depends on the situation, the market situation, and also in terms of what kind of trade you set up is to be. So for swing trade kind of perspective, typically I'll stick to my two targets. And then what I do is once the first target is hit, I've taken 50% of the profit, and then I will shift this up to break even point. So that in the worst case scenario, I'll just take 50% of the profit. And yeah, so that's it. But we're looking in terms of the main market update, which is basically market structure remains intact, bullish. And yeah, market trend is also bullish. So this is bullish, this is bullish. And then in terms of the strength of the trend, it's clearly still normal because these moving averages are still not aligned in the right manner, like 50, 150, and 200. So yeah, it's normal. And let's move over to Nasdaq then. Okay, so when Nasdaq, you can see after breaking this high now, it's really very strong momentum. As for how high it can go, what you can do to gauge is a little bit tough because, yeah, because right now it's in uncharted territory. There's clearly no resistance ahead. So how high it could go is anybody guess. But definitely there's a next psychological barrier, which is this 10,000 mark. But bear in mind that because this is ultimately the ETF index, this is measuring the index and it's not about a particular stock. So in that case, it may not have such a strong psychological effect when it comes to this 5-digit number transition. So that's something to bear in mind because ultimately it constitutes the underlying stocks that actually makes up this index itself. So there's something to take note of. So if you're looking for target wise, I would say that for this, if you have already entered a long setup upon this break, right, you would just trail a stop loss maybe below this 20 EMA itself. So that's another way I would do the trailing, especially when I see these moving averages align very nicely. So definitely I will use this trend following method and just wait until it crosses below this 20 exponential moving average to close out the trade. Because right now you can see alpha, since it broke above cleanly, it's barely touching it over here. So if you're fortunate enough to enter it over here, then that's great. Otherwise, I don't see a potential trade setup yet. And yeah. So for the day-to-day update, what you can see is market structure remains clearly in the bullish structure. So it's bullish, and also the strength is strong because the moving averages align nicely, whereby you get a 50 above the 150, above the 200 nicely. So this is when you can have a very clear, distinct, strong trend, just like over here. Whereby here it starts close up is where the strength of the trend has weakened. But that said, as what I mentioned yesterday, you will understand that moving averages are always lagging indicators. So it's very important that when you do use them as guidance, take cautious approach as well. So which is why I do the secondary market structure approach. So this is a more forward indicator, but it's not leading, that's being said. Still lagging, but it's less lag in that sense. Okay, so now that these two is done, let's cover gold. So over at gold, yeah, so it actually continue upwards. So this trade would not have triggered if you do not enter, because I was saying that in order for me to enter this trade, I do want it to actually accumulate over here. Because as you can see, this is a clean resistance and then turn support. So in order for this to break resistance, right, to break this support, right, I would expect at least maybe 3 to 4 days of accumulation over this region below this 50 moving average in order to go bearish. So now that it has bounced strongly above it, I will not consider taking this trade until the price go near towards here and stay near there for at least 3 candles, which is 3 days. Yeah, if you want to be on the safe side, some people will wait for 5 days, but yeah, 3 days is the bare minimum. I will have to see price to fluctuate below this 50 simple moving average. So right now, yeah, it's bouncing strongly. So for people who are entered based on support here, they could have possibly entered for long. And then where they could be taking profit could be somewhere around here, which is the 1748 or 1750 region. And also possibly at here, which is the previous monthly resistance at 1800. So yeah, and if you're looking at the market structure, clearly, like what I mentioned, here is a very large range bound region. But if you just look at this short term, this you get a high, this you get a lower high, this you get a low, this you form a lower low. So technically speaking, right now it's in a downward market structure. This, so this over here actually crosses up to form a possibly higher high. So there is a possible change of market structure as well. So for that particular reason, the market structure is now neutral because there's a potential switch. And it's now you get this high, but this higher high, but this low, but this lower low. So this is like some start of an expanding wedge or expanding triangle sort of pattern per se. Yeah. So in terms of strength, it's still strong because these three are aligned very nicely. And then let's move on to the next one, which is Euro and USD. Okay, so Euro and USD would have been this. So now the trend is back, the price is back again upwards. So if you have entered based on this, which is based on the 4-hour entry. Yep, so 4-hour entry would have been based on here. It reaches upon here, it finds supports, it break above, and then you possibly enter somewhere around here actually. I'll wait for the previous resistance, turns up, break through it, and then you enter based on the buy stop order with a tight resistance somewhere there. So that could have been a possible trade on the 4-hour if you're trading on a shorter time frame. One thing to bear in mind that if you do intend to trade shorter time frame, you must also remain consistent. So you cannot be like one day trading your 4-hour time frame and then next day trade your 1-hour time frame, and then the other day you just trade back your weekly time frame. So if you do that, what happens is that basically your edge will not play itself out. Yeah, so that's like basically if you go into a casino and then one day you're playing this game, one game you're playing that game, and then yeah, so the edge is very different in each of the game that you play because the time frame that you use matters a lot. Yeah, so that's one thing to take note. So I will delete this, not to confuse you, because for this currency pair, right now I don't intend to trade on the 4-hour chart, but I do intend to look into this maybe in the next month or so. But right now I'm actually focusing more towards the cryptocurrency for shorter term trades. Okay, but if you manage to enter this trade, great. The next possible profit taking is over here, and you can trail your stop loss to maybe below this resistance and support. Okay, and in terms of market structure, it's clearly bullish. You can see this high, higher high, low, higher low. So yeah, so clearly things are looking bullish. Price is also above the 200 simple moving average, so it's also bullish. And finally, in terms of the strength is actually strong, but actually in a bearish manner because these moving averages are inverted. You get 200 on the top, 150 followed by 50. That's something to take note of. And yeah, let's finally move over to, so okay, if the reason why I believe this to be here is because if price does retrace to here and form some sort of a support, support, then you could enter this trade. So this trade up remains a potential trade setup. So I leave it there. Okay, so for Bitcoin, okay, so this is what you see for the daily chart. And what I say, this is a very consolidating pattern. Yesterday closed at 9783. This is 9791. So this is basically a high, a lower high, a low, a higher low. So clearly it's really in a consolidation region on the daily chart, which is definitely a neutral market structure. And in terms of trend wise, it's bullish because you can see these three align very nicely. And in terms of trend wise, yeah, it's strong. So yeah, it's above this simple moving average. So yeah, so like what I mentioned, what I will enter is only upon a successful close above 9850 do I consider a long. So I will just key in this nicely so you understand. Yeah, so 952, you can always put like a little bit above, so 966. Yeah, just any random number, but the idea is that it must break above this 9850 in order for me to consider taking a long with this upside potential at least close to 10,400 region, and the stop loss somewhere around here. So your stop loss is somewhere below this 20 exponential moving average. So for now you get 9751. So yeah, so 9751. Yeah, so somewhere around there. Likewise for here, what I will do is if there's a clean break below this upslope kind of trend line, you could go for potential short. Similarly, you will target this long-term horizontal resistance, but bear in mind that this is more valid long-term. So yeah, but definitely this is a potential setup as well. So this has to break below this, which is 9750. So okay, yeah, no, you don't have to. Just wait for it to break below this upslope trend line support. Then I'll consider taking a short. So yeah, so that's the current setup that I have in mind with this target and then this target. Okay, so that's for the daily. If you were to look at the 4-hourly chart, what you see over here is again rather conflicting signal. Let's just do in the most latest market structure. What you get here is a low, a higher low, a high, lower high. Hey, wait, yeah, this is a higher high. So this is 9783. This is 9776. So yeah, this is a high, this is a lower high, this is a low, this is a higher low. So because of this market structure itself, I would say that right now it is also in a consolidation pattern. You can see this small little consolidation zone. So if it does breaks out, I would lean towards the upside actually, because this is actually a strong support and this is being maintained and the price is maintaining above this 50 simple moving average. So I definitely lean towards the upside in terms of biasness wise. So strong because these simple moving averages are aligned nicely. And then in terms of the market structure is neutral and then bullish. Price is above the 200 simple moving average. So yeah, so we'll put a buy stop order if it closes above, if it breaks above 9850, when the target will be this 10,300, close to 10,400, and my stop loss will be somewhere along here. So yeah, that's the setup. So setup. 50. Order and then target. So yeah, 10.3 before that will be the first target. And then I would take 50% of the profit with remainder target profit at this 11,400 region. So yeah, that's target 1 and target 2. So there will be 50-50% kind of approach. T2. Okay, so for short, so for a short position, I would want it to break below, preferably here, which is why I put this one here. So the low over here, as you can see, is 9619. So I would say somewhere below 9,000. So actually the short setup may not be that awesome. 5.4. Somewhere along there is where possibly enter. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So the short setup is T1 with the second target somewhere along here as well. So there's target 1 and this is target 2 if you're looking for short. And yeah, below. Okay. Target and T2. So that's it. I'm definitely leaning towards the upside long, so I'll definitely put a buy stop order there after this. Otherwise, have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.